So a lot of things will be discussed in the conference. The objective of these two conferences are to bring interested researchers on one platform to exchange ideas of research, explore collaborative work in academics and research, through interactions, strengthen pool of resource persons. We are always need good resource persons all over the world. So this is an opportunity to identify the research persons or resource persons. Enhance outreach and perception of the institute. Explore novel ideas. So these were the objectives of the conference. Not exhaustive, but representative. Now about my institute, PCCOE. Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering was started in 1999. Today, in its 26th years, the PCCOE has an intake of 1,120 students, and there are nearly 5,000 students in the campus. We are 260 faculty members. I am supported by a team of 260 faculty members and 150 of my staff. PCCOE is one of the most preferred engineering colleges, sir, in this region of Maharashtra. We are persistently imparting knowledge, skill, and attitude. Our focus is knowledge, skill, and attitude in our students. We are making our presence felt at the national as well as international level through our student and faculty achievements, as well as alumni. A vibrant work culture at PCCOE also forms a major contributor in our brand building. We have set a vision of appearing into first 100 engineering institutes of India, maybe in coming 3 years of time. That is our vision. We have 7 undergraduate programs: civil, mechanical, electronics and telecommunication, computer engineering in regional language, information technology, mechanical engineering, and computer science and engineering, AI/ML. Out of these 5 undergraduate programs, 5 programs are accredited by National Board of Accreditation for 3 years in 2022. Our 4 PG programs, MTech programs, are also accredited. We have PG, post-graduation, in civil, mechanical design engineering, computer engineering, and electronics and telecommunication engineering. In line with the guidelines of National Education Policy, NEP 2020, PCCOE has become the first engineering college in the state of Maharashtra to begin an undergraduate, that is BTech computer program, in regional language, that is Marathi. The program is being successfully run for the last 4 years in a blended mode to the satisfaction of the students. One batch has passed out of PCCOE with 65% placements. So PCCOE is being projected as a model for successfully imparting technological programs in regional language. We received a wide coverage due to this regional language program. Further, in 2026, we plan to start BTech program in civil engineering, also in regional language. PCCOE has aggressively implemented NEP. We are offering 19 multidisciplinary minors. For that, we have established a separate vertical called Department of Multidisciplinary Studies, under which these multidisciplinary minors are offered to our students. These are 19. Some remarkable mentions of these multidisciplinary minors are: we are teaching Japanese, German, English literature, Sanskrit is also one of our multidisciplinary minor, Indian music, and Upayojit Marathi, that is applied regional language. So we take pride in introducing these multidisciplinary minors. So with this, in the first, PCCOE has completed its first cycle of autonomy of 4 years. In our second cycle of autonomy, we are emphasizing on 50% theory, as we discussed just some time ago. we are emphasizing on 50% theory only and 50% lab work or practicals. So we are moving towards more and more skill imparting to the students. Innovations in our academic practices blaze the trail of our peers. Besides academic discipline, collaboration with industries has become our strength. We were lauded by Ministry of Commerce and Industries, Office of the Controller of Patents, Designs and Trademarks for our patent performance. Our patent performance is good, sir, at par with the national level. So we have received a special citation award from Ministry of Commerce and Industry. PCCOE also received 4-star rating in innovation from Ministry of Education. So in innovation and startup culture, also PCCOE is doing good. PCCOE is recognized by Scientific and Industrial Research Organization of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. This recognition enabled research funding to us to be 100% tax exempted. We award incentives to our faculty members and students for publication. Under the leadership of our 2 general chairs, Dr. Mrs. Jayashree Katti of ICCUBA 2025 and Dr. Narendra Devre of IMAS 2025, nearly 200 faculty members worked relentlessly to bring the dream of conference into reality. I really appreciate their efforts. I appreciate and acknowledge their motivation and efforts here. Our team of volunteers will always be happy to assist you delegates, to assist you in the coming 2 days. I express my gratitude to IEEE Pune section for their staunch support for the 9th time as a co-organizer of ICCUBA 2025. PCCOE looks forward for a similar gesture in future, sir. I assure to stand to the expectations of IEEE in coming years. I also take this opportunity to express my gratitude to all the trustees of Pimpri-Chinchwad Education Trust for their perpetual and robust support. I also thank international resource persons as well as participants for sparing time to visit India and PCCOE for the conference. Your presence here is a great inspiration for us. Hope our association takes a concrete shape and strength in future. I am sure about the outcome of the conference to be mutually beneficial. Pune is a pleasant city. Hope, and it is regarded as a Oxford of East even. Hope you enjoy the climate of Pune and our hospitality. Please feel free to give your valuable feedback for our improvement in the versions of the conferences to come in the future. At the end, I pray to the God, Sahana vavatu, Sahano bhunaktu, Sahaviryam karvavahe, Tejasvina vadhitamastu, Ma vidvishavahe. Let us come together, let us grow together, and make this world a better place to live. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful and inspiring welcome address. Your vision and commitment to academic excellence sets the perfect tone for ICQBA 2025 as well as iMACE 2025. We truly appreciate your guidance as we embark on this journey of innovation and collaborations. Now, may I invite the General Chair of ICQBA 2025, Dr. Jayashree Katti, to address the gathering and share her vision for the conference. Dr. Jayashree Katti, thank you.
Good morning, all. With immense pleasure, I, Dr. Jayashree Katti, welcome you all for the 9th IEEE International Conference on Computing, Communication, Control, and Automation. On behalf of organizing team ICQBA 2025, I'm truly delighted to extend a warm welcome to our distinguished chief guest, Dr. Rao Tumala sir. Chair IEEE Pune section, Dr. Amar Buchade. With equal delight, I extend my greetings to Honorable Director, PCCOE, Dr. Govind N. Kulkarni, Deputy Director, Dr. Neelkant B. Chopde, General Chair IMAS 2025, Dr. Narendra Devre. Special welcome to participants and presenters, the true stars who make this event sparkle with innovation and brilliance. A very warm welcome to all the dignitaries on the dais of the dais. ICQBA 2025 is hosted by PCET's Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering, Pune. This year's conference revolves around the theme Smart Living, Exploring Sustainability, Connected Technologies and Their Potential, which reflects our collective vision to harness the advanced technologies for a sustainable and intelligent future. This international conference on communication, computing, control, and automation aligns perfectly with this vision of smart living. Building upon this vision, the structure of ICQBA 2025 comprises a total of 11 tracks. In our endeavor to stay ahead of emerging trends, this edition introduces 2 new conference tracks. One is quantum computing, unlocks the next generation problem solving for large scale smart living challenges. Second, business ecosystem, powers governance, economy, and innovations for sustainable smart cities. Along with 9 other tracks, these editions open new avenues for interdisciplinary research and innovation. Maximum response is seen in the cognitive computing and machine learning track with the 369 papers. The journey of ICQBA 2025 has been truly remarkable. We received an overwhelming of 1,240 paper submissions across India and the globe. This includes institutions, prestigious institutions like IITs, NITs, and several other universities in and out of Maharashtra. We also had an active participation from scholars and researchers across the globe, reflecting the conference's international reach and academic significance. We received papers from University of Oxford, England, University of Johannesburg, South Africa, London Metropolitan University, and many more. After a rigorous review process, 214 high-quality papers have been shortlisted for presentation. This stands as a testament to ICQBA's continued commitment to quality and impactful research contributions. I request, to symbolically align with our theme of smart living, we have planted 214 trees for ICQBA and 120 trees for iMACE, so with each tree representing a selected paper. So this initiative reflects our belief that every piece of knowledge we contribute to the world should also give back to the environment. I request my team to play a small video for
sweetness, and you fill my head with you. Shall I write it in a letter?
Thank you. Another noteworthy initiative introduced in this edition is the launch of the ICQBA app, designed to guide and update all participants and attendees about conference events, schedules, and venues. The app ensures a seamless and connected experience throughout the ICQBA 2025. In this spirit, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our reviewers, track chairs, technical program chairs, Dr. Swati Jagtap, Dr. Rahul Patil, publication chair, Dr. Ujjwal Shirode, whose efforts and dedication ensured the successful completion of the rigorous review process. We are pleased to announce that all the accepted and presented papers will be submitted to IEEE conference proceedings for the further process. As we look forward to the next 2 days of insightful discussions and innovations, let us carry with us essence of this year's smart living. I wish you all a productive and enriching conference experience. Together, let's innovate for a smarter, greener, and better tomorrow. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. As General Chair, your vision and leadership have laid the strong foundation for ICQBA 2025. Thank you once again. Now may I request Dr. Narendra Devre, General Chair, iMACE 2025, to present his thoughts. Thank you.
Honorable dignitaries on the dais, my fellow researchers, members of the organizing committee, and my dear volunteers, a very warm good morning to one and all. It is my great privilege to welcome you all for the 4th International Conference on Innovations in Mechanical and Civil Engineering, IMAS 2025, organized by PCCOE. We are deeply honored to host such an esteemed gathering of dignitaries, keynote speakers, researchers, and industry leaders and academicians. Over the last 3 editions of IMAS, it has grown into a meaningful platform that brings together academia, researchers, and industry on a common stage. This year, our conference theme, that is smart living, it very well resonates with the practices of PCCOE. It reflects the urgent need of innovations that not only solve technical challenges or issues that we face day in, day out life, but also address the aspirations of sustainable society. And the one step towards it, just now we have seen about the tree plantation efforts. So national challenges needs to be solved by actionable thoughts. I'm delighted to share with you some highlights of this year's proceedings. We received around 260 plus research papers submissions across India and abroad. After a rigorous peer reviewed, 120 quality papers have been selected for presentation and inclusion in the proceedings. Every participant has contributed through this tree plantation and their research contribution towards the society. Our technical program is structured into 6 parallel tracks covering emerging areas in mechanical and civil engineering, sustainable design, smart technologies, and interdisciplinary innovations. We are privileged to host 2 keynote addresses from the eminent experts representing leading research organizations. The conference is creating opportunities for knowledge exchange and future collaborations. Importantly, all accepted papers after through a review process will be published in Scopus Index Q3 and Q4 journals, ensuring the global visibility and scholarly impact. None of this would have been possible without the commitment of our authors, participants, reviewers, organizing committee members, and student volunteers, and the unwavering support of our sponsors and institutional leadership. To all of you, I extend my heartfelt gratitude. As we begin this 2-day journey of ideas and collaboration, I encourage each one of you to engage actively, share your perspectives, and explore opportunities to work together beyond this conference. Let us make IMAS 2025 and ICQBA 2025 not just a forum for research presentations, but a platform that inspires innovation, nurtures talent, and drives meaningful impact to the society. With these words, I once again welcome you all to IMAS 2025 and ICQBA 2025 and wish the conference great success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your words aptly resonates with all of us as we move ahead in this conference journey. Every great conference carries a lasting imprint, and the Souvenir stands as a timeless reminder of its journey and achievements. The Souvenir of ICQBA 2025 and iMACE 2025 captures the very essence of our theme, Smart Living. Can we have the souvenirs on dais? I request all dignitaries on the dais to kindly unveil the souvenir of the conference. Ladies and gentlemen, let's acknowledge this special moment with a very big, huge round of applause. Thank you.
With the unveiling of this conference souvenir, we mark a moment of pride and reflection on the collective efforts behind this event. Now, it's our privilege to invite Dr. Amar Buchade, Chair IEEE Pune Section, to kindly address the gathering. Dr. Amar Buchade, thank you.
So, good morning all. So it is an honor given to me for inviting me for this conference. The dignitaries on the dais, respected Dr. Govind Kulkarni sir, Director PCCE, Honorable Chief Guest Professor Rao R. Tumala, Father of Microelectronic Packaging Innovation, Dr. Jayashree Katti, General Chair ICQBA 2025, Dr. Narendra Devre, General Chair, iMACE 2025, and all the team members, colleagues, and participants of this conference. First of all, from IEEE Pune Section and IEEE Signal Processing Society Pune Chapter, congratulate and appreciate management and director of this institute to organize this 9th International Conference on Computing, Communication, Control, and automation in offline mode with the aim to bring all researchers, academicians together on the one platform. I see the progress of this conference from 1st to 9th, this 9th conference. So every year something new is added in this conference. This year the theme is Smart Living, Exploring Sustainability, Connected Technologies and Their Potential. So there is a huge significance of this theme with respect to IEEE. Smart living refers to modern way of life where technology, sustainability, and connectivity come together to improve quality of living. For example, smart homes use sensors, automation to optimize energy consumption, reduce waste, and enhance comfort. Smart healthcare applications monitor health remotely, enabling timely interventions. Smart transportation reduces congestion and pollution, while digital platforms connect people, services, and communicates seamlessly. IEEE promotes the standards for IoT, AI, and networking, which are core enablers of smart living. The topic highlights the integration of clean energy with digital technologies for societal benefit. It enables the inclusive growth by making technology accessible for diverse communities. The topic drives innovation in 5G, edge computing, and AI, which are the areas of IEEE leadership. In ICQBA, there are 3 cubes such as computing, communication, control, which are really, really important in today's and future of the society. These 3 dimensions are relate with each other. If you see computing, that is processing of data, algorithms, analysis of data, you can refer computing as edge computing, cloud computing, quantum computing, brain computing, etc. Communication, it enables the transfer of data between devices, systems, people, and making it possible to work together seamlessly. For example, communication protocols like HTTP, RPC, TCP, UDP, ARP, ICMP, IoT, 5G, and beyond. Control, which refers to systems and algorithms that regular behavior of devices, processes, and people that ensures that operate as needed. For example, safe driving cars, drones, robots, etc. Automation, if you see, involves using technology to perform tasks without human intervention. So today is the age of AI that you know, which is required for computing, communication, and control. For example, robotic process automation, AI-driven automation. We can take the example of smart home automation as an example of smart living. Remote surveillance is easily possible now. Remotely switching off light devices really possible. So these three C's are playing important role. Regarding IEEE is the world's largest technical volunteering-led professional organization, exists in 168 countries with more than 5 lakh members worldwide. The theme of IEEE is advancing technology for humanity. Regarding IEEE Pune section, it is established in the year 2010. So we are celebrating crystal year of this IEEE Pune section. We are having 32 EXICOM members from academia, industry with vast experience. The section includes 17 technical society chapters, antenna propagation, aerospace, computational intelligence, computer, consumer technology, electromagnetic, EMBS, that is medical and biology, communications, education, signal processing, industrial electronics, instrumentation and measurements, microwave theory, technology society, power and energy, robotics and automation, TAMES, Industry Application Society. This conference is technically supported, sponsored by IEEE Pune section and Signal Processing Society Pune chapter, chaired by Dr. Varsha Harpare madam. Each society conducts various activities, technical activities that benefits to students, members. There are many opportunities to work with us. IEEE Pune section includes affinity group, women in engineering, young professionals, life members affinity group. There are 4 special interest groups such as SIG on healthcare, SIG on affordable agriculture, SIG on smart city, SIG on energy and environmental engineering. We have 2 council chapters, sensor council, system council. We have educational activities, membership development, and industry relations committee. Members also receive the funds from IEEE for various projects. So I'd like to know, I'd like to tell you that within 6 months, our members got the $70,000 from IEEE for different projects. So IEEE is like an ocean through which we can get tremendous knowledge, experience, and skill through this platform. IEEE Pune section is one of the authority for approving conference. So from the section, the August month is reserved for this well-established conference. Once again, we are very thankful and best wishes for successful conduction of this conference and support this and next years also. Thanks for giving me opportunity to talk in front of wonderful participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for kind words and unwavering support over the years that we have enjoyed. Conferences hosted by PCCOE have always been welcomed by researchers and academicians. At the same time, industry people have supported us wholeheartedly. We would like to take this moment to appreciate the extended cooperation from the industry people. We have with us the platinum sponsors of IMAS 2025, Henkel Adhesives and Loctite. I would request the representatives of these 2 industry organizations on the dais. And I request our director, Dr. Govind and Kulkarni, to appreciate their support extended to the conference. Henkel Adhesives and Loctite. I also request Dr. Narendra Devre to join, sir. IMACE 2025 has been enjoying this cooperation and assistance, as well as connection with these two organizations, Henkel Adhesives and Loctile, for the last 4 years. We express our gratitude with a token of love. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We look forward to your unwavering support in this shared journey of academia and research excellence in time to come. Today, we feel extremely privileged to have amongst us Professor Rao Tumala as the chief guest of today's inaugural function. Professor Tumala is fondly known as the father of microelectronic packaging innovations. He serves as the advisor to the Government of India, a distinguished professor at Georgia Tech, and the founding director of the Microsystem Packaging Research Center, a pioneer of system-on-packaging technology, and the former IBM fellow. His illustrious career includes over 110 patents, 800 plus publications, and 7 authored books, making him one of the most influential figures in the modern microelectronics. He's a proud member of the US National Academy of Engineering, and his pioneering contributions have shaped the future of global electronics. What truly sets him apart is the global recognition he has achieved, honored by the academia, industry, and the professional societies alike. His accolades include Industry Week's one of the 50 stars in the US, Third Millennium Award from IEEE, the Materials Engineering Achievement Award from ASM International, and many more. Sir, we are truly honored to have you here with us. With great honor and privilege, I now invite Professor Rao Tumala to address the gathering. Please, sir. Professor Rao Tumala.
Professor Govind Kulkarni, distinguished IEEE colleagues, distinguished faculty, most importantly, my friend Dinesh. Please stand, Dinesh. See, he is the one who brought me here. So in a way, I'm very grateful to you, Dinesh, for, this is a wonderful experience for me. Most of the time I've been visiting IITs and so on, but going to colleges like this gives me an entirely different perspective of India and what India could do towards the cause of making India a global player, as we look ahead. So my title is Transforming Vision, IDS, I'll be using the word IDSPS a lot, which stands for Indian, I for Indian, D for design, S for semiconductors, P for packaging, and S for systems. So it covers entire industry, all the way from design to systems, all the technologies in between. Vision for sustainable manufacturing and preparing India for AI era. That's what I'm doing in India. I'm helping in India as a payback to the country that gave me the best undergraduate education. I left India with 2 degrees, one from Andhra Laila College in math, physics, and chemistry. Then from University of Science in Bangalore in metallurgy. I left at the age of 19 to US. I've been there ever since. Obviously, I've been coming here, almost every year, wanting to help India for about 30 years. I must tell you, I have not been successful until about now. Your Honorable Minister, Vaishnav, asked me to advise, because I'm an expert both from industry and academia, and you want me to advise That's what I've been doing for the last 3 years. So this is my 10th visit to India, and I've been coming here roughly about every 3 months for about 3 weeks, talking to faculty, talking to the directors, talking to the ministers, secretaries, and most importantly, companies, both Indian companies and companies from outside India, foreign companies. Trying to get all of them to convince them that India capability is unlimited. It can quickly come to power, to global level, but it's got to organize itself in a way, to accomplish that goal. In a way, that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's what I've been doing, and that's what I'm going to describe briefly today. So hopefully this thing goes. Yeah. So I'm going to summarize. I'll be covering, a lot of topics. It can be very confusing. I'm going to try to summarize my talk by means of, single presentation. IDSPS, that I described, is a transformative, and for two purposes. It extends the manufacturing lines currently being placed in India. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. It also prepares India for AI era by doing most leading edge research, education, and industry partnership. So it does two things. I'm going to explain that a little bit more. So in my opinion, this is the third most important technology that I'm describing for India. You may ask, what are those two others? The two others are the manufacturing technologies that are going today to manufacture in India. That's one. There are about 10 plants announced already. 4 will be announced soon. Total of 14 manufacturing plants in India, to manufacture semiconductor products for the first time. 2 years ago, nothing. Today, 14 already. It's absolutely amazing progress. So that's one most important technology, to start with. And then on the far end, as you all know, DST, your Department of Science and Technology, announced so-called National Quantum Mission that enables faculty like yours to do research, technology development, in time with partnership with companies, and eventually leading to products probably in about 10 years in India. Some US companies are making products today at low level, but in India you can expect some of those products to be in about 10 years. Therefore, in a way, there's a big gap between manufacturing plants being set up in India in 6 different states, starting with Gujarat, but also Assam, also Punjab, also Telangana, and AP, perhaps others in time, like Maharashtra here. So therefore, that 5-decade gap, need to be closed. So who is doing that? This IDSPS program that I'm championing, working with many institutions, many companies, and of course your government, is meant to do that. And therefore I call that third most important technology for India as we look ahead. It transforms the whole industry. I'll describe to the extent I have the time. It also transformed the academics. I came from the academic. I spent 25 years at IBM developing all the systems technologies. I think of myself as a systems person, not a materials, not component, not electrical, not mechanical, not chemical, all of that and more, because system requires all of those. Transform the academics. I'll describe a little bit of that. It provides a sustainable path for those manufacturing plants, based on the older technologies. And then again, at the same time, it also prepares India for AI era. Looking ahead, we are into AI era today, but obviously we're just getting started. And it bridges that gap, that 5-decade gap. So how does it accomplish that? It's by 4-way partnership, 4-way being, of course, central government, state governments, many of them, academics, and industry from both within India and the companies from outside India, whether they are in India or elsewhere, So it also does that by means of industry consortium. I pioneered a model at Georgia Tech. Okay, that's really what I wanted to accomplish. I left IBM to go to the academic world for two reasons. One, educate the academic world what packaging is. Most people think of packaging to be packaging a device. In my opinion, that's really not the right way to do. Okay, right way to think about packaging is packaging entire system, packing entire system, and therefore the end product of packaging is a system. Okay, system requires many technologies. Okay, all the technology you can think of, and so therefore we're talking about the best way to accomplish all of that. Okay, as I did at Georgia Tech by means of industry consortium involving faculty and student, but industry engineers on campus, companies from around the globe, because no country, for whatever reason, okay, has all the technology know-how necessary to make a system. So you got to bring in all the pieces necessary to do so, and that's what I have done. And it's a industry academic partnership model, okay, to develop. So you may say, okay, in my opinion, universities obviously do a fantastic job educating. Looking back, they educated by means of what I call a classroom teaching. You learn from books and you teach in the classroom. Okay, that's what most universities still do today, particularly in India and China and the rest of Asia. Okay, the top universities in the world, however, they moved up to the next level. And they are called research universities. Okay, all the top universities in the world today are research universities. Quite a few of them actually are in the US, some in England, a few here, okay, and on and on and on. So clearly that's something that all the universities, including yours, should aim at. But you can also go to the next step, which is what I pioneered, in my view, not well accepted yet, okay, because most people think that's impossible for universities to do. Okay, that's what I call industry-centric universities, industry-driven, industry-centric universities. Okay, what do? They develop technologies ready for manufacturing. Okay, no university, in my opinion, has ever done that. Okay, the university do fantastic research, publish papers, invent. Okay, that technology needs to be taken to the next step. Okay, it takes sometimes 10 years to develop the technology ready for manufacturing. But my goal from the start was, can universities develop manufacturable technologies from ground zero, okay, from the academic world, not industrial institutes like ITRI and iMACE like that. They do this every day. Can academics do that? Academics need to do that only because only academics can do two things. They can invent new technologies beyond, okay, corporations can do. Corporations look ahead to some extent. Universities can look much farther. So universities can do a lot more and looking ahead a lot more. They can also educate students in that technology of tomorrow. Okay, like no other entity can do that. So in a way, universities are totally capable of doing that. But on the other hand, the industry doesn't count on that for universities to do. So really, we've got to change that picture as well. So industry academic partnership to develop manufacturable technologies is what I'm championing in India based on what I accomplished at Georgia Tech. What are the benefits then of all of this stuff to these four partners being central government, state government, academics, and industry? Okay, let me give you one bullet, academics. Okay, we expect to put state-of-the-art facilities. India, in my view, is set for electrical design and software, largely. Today, India is mostly in that. While you do research in physics, chemistry, electrical, mechanical, and so on, to a large extent, okay, universities in India, including the top IITs, are not set up properly, in my view, for anything other than electrical, okay, and particularly for design and software. Manufacturing is entirely different from that, okay? So we've got to set up state-of-the-art facilities if you really want to go into manufacturing, because it's all about technologies, not about computing, not about simulation. It's a lot more than that. Okay. It also allows universities to be third-generation universities. Okay, third generation to me, again, first generation is classroom taught. Next one is research. Third one is industry-centric. Okay, to develop manufacturable technologies on the academic campus, okay? So it allows them to do that. India could leapfrog if it wants to. Okay, obviously it requires a big change from what you do today, but no reason why it can't do that. For states, okay, so I invented a technology that's ready for manufacturing for AI, next generation of AI, Georgia Tech, starting about more than 10 years ago actually. I developed all the pieces of the technology ready for manufacturing, okay, involving companies, and therefore companies have access to the technology developed because they were my partners. They are now setting up manufacturing plants, okay, throughout the world by the very top companies, okay, in semiconductor field. Okay, those top companies in semiconductor field are, okay, coming from the semiconductor side are TSMC, of course, you all know, Intel, Samsung, Global, okay, and many, many, many others. On the system side, however, you have all the Google, Microsoft, okay, NVIDIA, it's a semiconductor company, but making systems on and on and on. So all of them are beginning to adopt this technology I developed, okay, in the academic campus, but ready for manufacturing, okay. That even the industry folks could not do that, did not believe in doing that, but I believed in it and therefore developed it. Now it's being adopted by all of them, okay, by putting $1 billion plants, okay, they're not semiconductor plants, they're system plants, $1 billion plants throughout the world. What's the benefits, okay, so therefore not too far from where I live, not too far from Georgia Tech, a $600 million manufacturing plant is being set up by a Korean company, okay, SKC company, okay, Absolix. And it's not a packaging, it's not an electronic company, but they decided, okay, they want to venture into that, okay, and so that, okay, plants like that attracts companies to set up manufacturing facilities in the state that participate, therefore creating jobs for the state. That's what states want, obviously, okay, and attract global companies to do so, as Georgia did with SKC in the U.S. What's the benefit of Indian companies? Okay, they can extend their current manufacturing lines, can actually prepare for the next generation, okay, and foreign companies, okay, foreign companies need to benefit. Okay, foreign companies are very much interested in investing in India. Okay, if you look at what made China happen, in my view, I've been to China 50 times, Japan 100 times in my lifetime. So what made China happen to a large extent, obviously, China has a huge market, and foreign companies began to invest in a big way to access the Chinese market, putting in as much as $100 billion a year for the last 20-some years. And you can see, therefore, how China grew up. Okay, India needs to do the same. Okay, you got to really attract companies to invest in India, okay, and make it here and supply to not only India, but to the rest of the world as China does. That's a very, very good model. Okay, I see some reluctance on the part of India want to do that, to be honest. I don't know why. But companies very much interested in setting up a manufacturing plant to access the markets in India. Obviously, India market, in about 10, 20 years will be very big. 1.4 billion people, each spending $1,000. Okay, that's a lot of money. Okay, companies will want to access that, but they also want to use this as a base to manufacture to supply to the rest of the world as well, as an alternative manufacturing source for countries like China and others. Okay, so I'm going to follow the outline. Okay, you can just glance through. Okay, so let me continue on. So India has all the fundamentals. In my view, the potential of India in this area is unlimited. So those of you who are students, okay, my message to you are many things, but one of them, let me start. This industry, the semiconductor industry, all the way from semiconductor systems, has been the driving engine, for the last 60 years. I've been in this business now for 60 years myself. I invented many technologies to feed into products. But this has been acting as a driving engine for science, deep science in all the technologies, not just semiconductors, but many in materials, okay, in chemistry, synthesis, okay, and on and on and on and on. So driving engine for science, technology, manufacturing, leading to prosperity of many individuals, including me. I feel myself very good about what I accomplished in my life, and therefore prosperity that came from it. Prosperity of companies, lots of companies, that made them millionaires and billionaires, and countries. So India has not participated well. Now it's a fantastic chance for India. Therefore, those of you who are students in here, this is an opportunity for you to start on ground zero, learn all the basics as I did, become a system engineer as I did, participate in a big way, prepare yourself for, what's going to take place in India, as I did, so on and on and on. Instead of just focusing only on design and software, design and software to me is about at most 10% of a product. So India is missing 90% opportunity. So in a way, by starting this manufacturing, you're beginning to address the 90% that India is missing. So India has all the fundamentals except two. It doesn't have manufacturing know-how, expertise, infrastructure. It's correcting that by these 14 manufacturing plants. It doesn't have R&D, technology-based expertise, infrastructure, resources. And this program, that I call IDSPS, begins to correct that, involving lots and lots of folks. Therefore, you can see the importance of this program. So this is the third most important technology. So let me tell you why. I'm going to show you all the way from 1980 to 2035. In terms of technologies. So India is setting up plants, the 14 plants in the 6 states that I talked about, for these type of technologies, more like 180 nanometer node semiconductors. In time, we'll bring it down to 28, but it's going to take some time. That's okay, nothing wrong with that. Really want to start from way back with the proven manufacturing technologies elsewhere, do it here, and then set up our packaging. I invented most of those packaging technologies starting 1980s myself that are going in manufacturing here in India. But they're all what I call technologies developed in the 1980 era, and manufactured, since then, someplace in the world. So it's now they're coming out to India to be manufactured. Perfect start. So that's on one end. On the other end, quantum, National Quantum Mission announced recently, lots of universities are participating. I understand about 43 universities are participating with about 155 faculty. It's about $1 billion plus or minus program. This incidentally is more than $10 billion program. Therefore, who is addressing that gap in between the two? And again, this program that I'm talking today is meant to address that in 2 ways. Let me tell you what those 2 ways are. To bridge that gap, 5-decade gap, in 2 ways. One is extend these manufacturing lines by re-engineering, developing the next set of technologies already manufactured someplace else, but prepare India, to extend their manufacturing lines, but doing what India needs to do to some extent, customizing to the customer's needs. Extend, Then, on the other hand, you can also prepare to close that gap by doing most leading-edge technologies connecting to quantum. Quantum is not here. There are many technologies between now and then. So India can, by means of this program, develop all the technologies necessary. I'll show you what those technologies are. So in a way, India needs to do both of them. Just doing that only doesn't solve this problem of extending the lines, because these lines are actually set up with the subsidies from the government. The moment subsidies go away, there's always a risk because they're not highly profitable technologies, but great technologies to start with to set up manufacturing base in India. These are the 10 manufacturing plants announced. They're all being set up now. If you go to Gujarat, you see manufacturing, big plants under construction, I was there about 3 months ago. I plan to go there next week. Okay, ready to produce. They're producing sample prototypes today, and they'll start producing actual commercial saleable products, okay, later this year, early next year, including the first semiconductor commercial chip. India has not made one commercial chip yet, okay, in a way, okay, and that will come, okay, for the first time, either end of this year, better yet, okay, next year. So 3 goals for this program being IDSPS, okay. So I'm talking about setting up a national industry consortium, not at any one university, but okay, as many universities that can be involved, in time, of course, all of them. Let's start with whoever is ready, okay, national industry consortium, with 3 goals. Okay, the first goal is all about next generation of technologies with IP, creating IP. Okay, many technologies, I'll show what they are. Okay, next one is next generation of educated, I call it educated workforce. I don't call it talent and skill development. Okay, educated workforce. Educated workforce comes from research. In my opinion, classroom teaching is okay, that's what we all did. The best education comes from best research. Therefore, the end goal of every university, including yours, should be, how do you become, how does every faculty become a research faculty? Okay, how does the institute become top-notch research universities? If we did that, you'll automatically become, okay, in the top-tier universities, obviously in time, okay? Almost all the top-notch universities in research universities are in the U.S., okay, quite a few in England, quite a few elsewhere, okay, but most of them are, the research universities, they're doing the right technologies for the country, on one hand, they're educating in those technologies on the other hand. While doing so, they're earning a lot of money, with which universities can make a lot of money and grow and grow and grow and grow. Look at Harvard, okay, they have $50 billion trust, as an example. Look at MIT, Stanford, they're all research universities. They earn a lot of money. Each faculty, okay, Georgia Tech hired me, paid me a very good salary, okay, but they expect me to make, okay, 3 times more than my salary, and therefore they can make money on me. It's a business, okay, just like colleges in India, okay, they're a business. Nothing wrong with that, okay, if that's the way to grow, okay, somebody must pay for them to grow, which means you're doing the right thing, okay, so nothing wrong with that. So your goal should be, okay, everyone should do research, okay, and better yet, do that research, okay, for a company, solving the problem that need to be solved. Okay, so start with the problem they have today, understand the basics, little by little learn how to think of solving the problems that they have tomorrow, okay, as a strategic research for that company. Third is industry partnerships, okay, for industry. I use the word industrial R&D, not academic R&D. Academic R&D doesn't lead to products. Only 3% of the best academic R&D goes into products over the next 20 years. But industrial R&D, like the one I did at Georgia Tech, better than 50%, more like 2/3 of what we did, ends up in products. And that's the model that I'm developing in India for India. Supply chain manufacturing, startups, users. So industry partnership does a lot of things. Okay, and that's what universities need to do. They want to become what I call 3rd generation universities, industry-centric universities. Four-way partnership, okay, you can see the role of each one of them. I want to go into the details. Let me continue. India needs all these technologies. So this is the most controversial slide. Every time I go meet with minister or secretary or even companies, Rao, why do you want to do all those? Why don't you just do 1 or 2 of those things? Okay, sorry, you can do 1 or 2 things, but it'll take 100 years, okay, to bring India to global level. Is that what you want? So a product like this one requires minimum 10 strategic individual technologies, minimum 10. And those are all the way from design at the bottom. You got somebody has to design, Apple does that, for example. It requires materials, okay, all sorts of materials. There's not a single type of material that's not already here, to be honest. Tools with which to process the materials, tools also for designs, okay, like EDA tools. Devices, okay, semiconductors, obviously the brain, okay, of the whole system, devices. Okay, India needs 3 types of devices, okay, one being CMOS, power devices. Silicon photonics, 3 types of devices in my view. But devices are not products. You can't use them, okay? So you got to package them into a system, okay? The way to do that today is electronic-based computing, for example. Computing drives the technologies. No other industry drives technologies, not automotive, not 6G, not IoT. They are outcomes, okay, of computing. Computing is a lot of money. It needs a lot of sophistication. It drives the technologies. Eventually, the technologies get manufactured and cost comes down. They get adopted in other sectors. Okay, but today computing is all electronic. We're coming to an end of CMOS. Okay, thank God. The whole concept of GPU, graphics. Okay, enabling next generation of computing, and therefore we have some room for a while. But we need to move at some point in time to photonic-based computing. Okay, up to electronics. And therefore, we're talking about 2 types of electronic substrates, electronic-based today, photonic-based tomorrow. And once we have those, power. So when I worked at IBM insisted on nothing but highest power at any cost. Okay, because there's so much market for computing power back then, even today, of course. AI to me is all about computing. It's all about computing, accelerated computing. Okay. Multiplying or doubling every 3 months today, as opposed to in the past, more like every 5 years. Okay, components like power components. Believe it or not, power components like inductors, capacitors. Okay, both to store as well as to control, distribute. Okay, power management. Otherwise, all these data centers, as we all know. Okay, we are now setting up. Okay, nuclear. So obviously, that's not sustainable. Okay, we need to find a way. But for now, though, a very important part of what you need to do are components, integrated components to manage the power, okay, if nothing else for efficiency, power efficiency. And they got assembled chips to make a system. You got to remove the heat. If you're supplying all that power, where is the power going to go? Okay, it goes to that chip, but that chip is tiny. If you don't remove that heat, you can melt silicon, okay? You got to remove that heat. And if you make anything useful, you got to electrically test it before you can ship it, because what you made may not be functional. Okay, initially it won't be, eventually it has to be, and on and on and on and on. So every product, something like this, requires 10 different technologies. So I'm proposing 10 national centers in India, okay, involving faculty and students, okay, and companies in each one of them. Sorry. So, to make it easy for Delhi ministers and secretaries to easily understand, I clustered them into 4 types. Okay, I call it advanced packaging, okay, a term easily understood. Power system, not power devices. Compound semiconductor is not a product, okay, but power system, power module is. Looking at, say, 200 kilowatt kind of power for electric cars of tomorrow, as an example. Okay, obviously, okay, Indian node needs more than that. It requires a design device cluster. It requires system integration as well. So initial focus of what I'm talking about is on the left side. We're going to concentrate on these 2. That's where most companies' interests are in this program. So we're going to start with that this year. Okay, and then we expect to add the other 2 either next year or the following year. Okay, so these are technologies, okay? So these technologies I talk about, these 4 technologies I talk about, I show them here on the left side. Okay, so given advanced packaging alone requires 8 different technologies within that. To me, okay, what I learned, okay, from IBM, what I learned since then, the starting point of every research I do at Georgia Tech, every one of my students start with the design. Even a chemical engineer student, a material science student, not electrical design all the time. They start with the design, electrical design. Okay, every project, all my students' thesis exactly same. Every one of them. I graduated 200 PhDs. Their title for the thesis is design and demonstrate this, design, demonstrate that, design, demonstrate that. Okay, they just choose what they want to demonstrate based on their interest on one hand, companies' need on the other hand. Start with the design, electrical design. So a chemical engineer starts with the design. How does she do that? Learn. So, okay, I take students from electrical, mechanical, materials, chemical, physics, chemistry, any one of them. Incoming, outgoing is system engineer. They got to design, demonstrate, which means they got to design it, fabricate it, which means materials processing, okay, fabrication, characterization, and electrical test. They are systems engineer as opposed to material science coming, material science going, okay? And companies tell me, I graduated about 10,000 packaging engineers from my center, not just me, many other faculty, okay? Supply to every single company in the US, and they tell me I produce the very best students, okay, because they're well prepared in two ways. They see the system level view, okay, and they're well prepared for what next? Okay, that's companies. Okay, design devices, okay, we'll do that following year. Applications, these technologies will serve, obviously, are computing, automotive, okay, 6G, and IoT, okay. So these are the centers. Okay, as I told you, I've been coming here for 3 years, talking to faculty and students, and I began to ask the faculty who will be interested in this area. I didn't drive from the top down, select the best experts in India. Rather ask who will be interested in being part of any one of the research areas. I went around many times, as many as 10 times, okay, throughout India to many institutions. The outcome of all of that is selecting these institutions to become national centers for these 10 technologies. Okay, you can see at the bottom Institute of Science for materials across the board. Okay, next one is for electrical test, IIT Tirupati, they have expertise, interest. Next one is IIT Hyderabad for integrated optoelectronics. Next one is power devices, IIT Bhubaneswar, okay, they're actually putting a silicon carbide pilot facility. Okay, I want them to go a lot more than silicon carbide, that's old technology, even beyond gallium nitride. Kharagpur has the expertise in thermal, okay, as well as in 6G for now thermal. And then IIT Kanpur has expertise in IC and board assembly. Incidentally, their expertise will not just come from faculty with expertise from industry. Almost all these faculty who are faculty leads have previously worked in the companies. Okay, they make ideal candidates for industry-centric centers. Typical academic faculty don't have broad enough expertise. Okay, but industry folks do on one hand, and they also know industry culture as opposed to academic culture, which is important to do this. So most of this faculty, okay, are well prepared for this for two reasons. For one, they have worked at companies previously, and secondly, I've been mentoring them, advising them in the last 3 years, bring them to a level where they understand what needs to be done for them to do global level R&D on one hand, and what the expectations are from each company, okay, for them to deliver to. IIT Ropar for package design. Predictive modeling and design, this is about mechanical, okay? We know very well, India is actually very good at design for electrical, okay? But most of the world, including US, okay, the rest of the world is not very good at modeling and design for mechanical reliability. Most of the fails in the electronic system, they're mechanical. Eventually they become electrical fails, but the mechanism by which they fail initially is mechanical, okay? So we need to find a way to design to prevent those fails. Okay, that's what that one is. Next one is interconnecting substrate, okay, electronic-based substrates, okay, and also power electronics, integrated power modules, okay, at IIT Bombay. So this is what we're going to start with. These are the institutions involved, okay. This is the hub, spoke, and spike. Okay, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, these are the hubs. Actually, these are not hubs, they're spokes. Okay, the hubs are 2 hubs. Okay, and but you can see there are spokes here. And so we're looking for faculty. We're looking for faculty who are interested in those areas. Okay, but they need to propose a project consistent with what the company's need is, looking ahead. And they need to work with, submit and work with other faculty in each of those areas. You're part of a team. Okay, it's all about team. Okay, it's a teamwork as opposed to individual research. Obviously, eventually individuals do the research, but work in a team fashion. This is what packaging is that's going in manufacturing. On the left side is what's going in India in these 10 plants is something like that. It's mostly lead frame. Okay, you take the cover or copper lead frame, you wire bond onto that, you encapsulate that, people call that plastic package. Okay, that's very simple. Okay, old, invented in 1970s. Okay, most of the manufacturing plants in India are going that way. I invented the whole technology on the right side. That's the way the world has been moving to in the last 10 years. We'll move even more. If India can get to something like that, by integrating all those technologies, that's what I'm trying to do. I invented that whole technology starting in late 70s. And IBM manufactured that for 32 years. Each of those units actually is about this size, okay, equivalent of something like maybe 150 PCs in your hand, that capability, okay. That one has 144 chips in this size, okay, all integrated on one unit, okay, and IBM sold that for 32 years, selling for more than about $200 billion. $200 billion based on the investment I made a long time ago. And this, obviously, we are now evolving to this, but all the companies in the world for the last 10 years, okay, even more so today, and it'll be even more, integration, okay, towards achieving. The only difference between what I did back then and what's being done today is the number of transistors. Okay, obviously back then, we only had at most 1 million transistors, okay, towards maybe 10 million. Today we're talking about 100 billion transistors on one chip. So we are well on our way towards a trillion transistor unit, trillion, as opposed to, okay, three components back in 1949 when the transistor was invented by Bell Labs. 1 trillion, but it will not be silicon, it will be SOP, okay, as you heard, system on a package. Entire system on one package, that's my vision. Okay, that's what is happening. You can see, therefore, the technology, 8 technologies necessary for advanced packaging. Okay. So this is advanced, okay. So we're talking about creating 2 hubs. Okay, out of all those 10 technologies, 10 centers, now we're clustering them into 2 hubs. The 2 hubs are advanced packaging hub, power electronic, integrated power module. Okay, the technologies that make up advanced packaging are those, started with design, for me, everything started with design. Predictive modeling, okay, materials for devices, interconnect substrate, assembly, okay, thermal, electrical test. That's what it takes. If you want to make advanced package, you need all those technologies. And therefore, we end up with those 10 centers, even to do simple thing, advanced package. Similarly, okay, power systems requires 9 technologies. Okay, again, starting point is always design. Okay, ending point is electrical test. Everything in between, okay, is very similar. And it'll be exactly the same thing for quantum as well. The methodology will be same, except the details are different. Okay, so India, okay, this is the one hub. Okay, this one is advanced packaging. Yeah, this is advanced packaging right now. Okay, there is a consensus on wanting to put this at IIT Gandhinagar, the hub for advanced packaging. And the reason for that is most of the plants are in that area, and they're all, okay, packaging plants. Okay, secondly, Gandhinagar obviously want to invest. Okay, that state want to invest. Okay, on and on and on. And therefore, that's a hub. And you can see 8 centers, and then you can see, okay, eight centers acting as spikes, and okay, I'm sorry, spokes, and then you can see individual institutions acting as spikes. Therefore, we're talking about hub, spoke, spike, all working together, okay, to enable the advanced packaging. Similarly, for modules, that hub is being proposed to be at IIT Bhubaneswar. Okay, and so we're going to start with that. And so I have a meeting of the entire industry consortium next weekend. Okay, maybe I have a slide that I can show. Incidentally, okay, we are academics. This is a very important point. Most people in India seem to think all India needs is a design and manufacturing products. True, as you look back, that's all you need. Design, manufacturing, make a product. If you're making the product is yesterday's, for which all the technologies are demonstrated. As you look ahead, however, it's very different. You need design, system design architecture for what you want to make tomorrow. So most companies know what they have today, what is that they need to do tomorrow. They already know the design architecture for that system of tomorrow to deliver certain performance, certain costs, and so on. And therefore, they ask themselves what technology do they need that they need to invent, okay, to enable that, to meet that need in the marketplace. Okay, so that's pretty clear. And the research is pretty straightforward. So you know what you need to do. Therefore, you explore technologies. Most of the technologies that you demonstrate don't meet the needs. Secondly, most of the technologies, even they demonstrated, okay, they are not ready to go the next step. Okay, so most of the time when the academics do the research, even at the top-notch universities, okay, most of the research that they do in the second column, it doesn't end up in the next step of ready for technology development. Okay, we call valley of depth. So most of the time, most of the research, they demonstrated, but the technologies are neither manufacturable or they don't meet the requirements needed to make a product. Okay, that's the problem that needs to be solved. That's the problem I solved at Georgia Tech. And therefore, now I'm saying that universities can go all the way from designing it, exploring technologies, ready for technology development, take it all the way to manufacturability. That's the problem I solved, okay, and that's what we're trying to do in India. And therefore, I keep saying universities can actually develop in partnership with companies, okay, manufacturable technologies ready for manufacturing to some extent, okay, and that's the point of this slide. Okay, let me tell you a little bit of what goes on in U.S., okay? U.S. has about 20-some national centers. I don't know I don't know of any national industry program in India, national industry consortium program in India than the one I'm setting up, involving institute throughout India with industry partners, okay, towards a common goal to bring India to a global level, okay? It may be the first one. But U.S. has they're national centers funded by NSF. They're funded, okay, for 10 years, okay, usually to address a major paradigm towards a strategic need the country has. So I proposed to NSF, and I left IBM, I proposed that I want to pursue a system on a package vision. So submitted a proposal. Usually about 100 proposals are submitted to NSF. NSF funds about $50 million. Okay, but they only select one out of 100, one every year. That day they selected my program, and okay, that's I call SOP, that logo there in Georgia and Atlanta, okay, and you can see other national institutes. So India doesn't have this kind of program yet, okay, this is what I'm trying to advise both DST and others, okay. Of course, our program is aimed at that as a national center, okay, very much following what I learned as opposed to inventing totally new. And these are the companies that I was able to sign up from throughout the world. They all come to Georgia Tech, place engineers, place tools, work with faculty and students, develop manufacturable technologies, but they can see who the companies are from US, Europe, Japan, Korea, Taiwan. China, only one company, even though I've been there 50 times. India, I've been here more than 50 times. I could not get a single company to join Georgia Tech, okay, and but obviously things are changing dramatically. These actual people coming to these are industry folks coming every 6 months to review the program, make changes, make sure, okay, we're doing the right thing consistent with what they need. Okay, me here, sitting in here, down there. This is the traditional universities. Now let me tell you how this new program that I'm talking about differs from traditional university programs. Traditional university programs like yours, as a faculty, students, what I call limited labs. Okay, most universities, in my view, okay, in India don't have state-of-the-art labs. They have they have limited labs, some of them state-of-the-art to some extent, okay, but not completely, okay, but we're able to do, that's fine, okay. So what I'm talking about for this new centers, for new generation, this is what I did at Georgia Tech. The new centers are very different. Okay, so for example, at Georgia Tech, I had faculty and students. I had as many as 47 faculty in my center, from electrical, mechanical, materials, chemical, computer science, okay. And on top of that, companies place engineers on campus, they place tools, okay, a very important part. We have pilot facility that allows you to integrate into prototypes, okay, and global companies are involved in each project, and therefore they know exactly what they want and where we are at in delivering to that need, on and on and on, okay. Conclude. 2 minutes? Yeah, let me begin to conclude, okay. This is the slide that conveys the message of how a university like Georgia can develop technologies ready for manufacturing. So here is the slide. Somebody actually made this slide. It showed up on LinkedIn last week. So here is Georgia Tech. This is what I was doing at the project. This is the most advanced hardware technology for AI today in the world is based on silicon chips for CPUs and graphics, memory and logic. Okay, it's also based, the packaging and system is also based on silicon interposers, silicon wafers, on and on and on. So I thought of silicon is good, but silicon has 3 problems in my view. So I wanted to develop a technology that solves those 3 problems. So with an idea that I started with one project with from one company. Okay, little by little grew. Okay, I raised about $100 million from many companies. Okay, and of course I brought a lot of engineers. So you can see, okay, this lady is not, the Korean lady is not here. Apsolix is a SKC Korean company is building a manufacturing plant not too far from my home. And you can see other companies. There are companies like DNP, Samsung, TSMC. Okay, so they're all now taking on this technology that I developed at Georgia Tech. The purpose of me saying that is proving that universities can develop manufacturable technologies that even very big companies with a lot of money did not pursue, and they began to adopt. So universities can actually do most leading-edge technologies than industry can do, and they need to do that, otherwise you're not developing technology useful to them, you got to be ahead of them anyway. So you can see how the technology is being adopted worldwide, starting with, okay, from Georgia Tech as a university. I think I'm coming close, maybe the last one actually. These are the companies, incidentally, that are in the process of joining our industry consortium. My goal is 50 companies this year, 50 faculty, 50 institutions. Okay, so we have 15 institutions I showed you. Okay, these are 50 companies in the process of joining an industry consortium, paying members. They pay money, just like I did at Georgia Tech. This is for India. Okay, and so I'm going to run through a little bit of how the educational program. I don't have the time to go into details. At the far right, you can see the number of students we expect to produce at BTech, MTech, PhDs in all the 12 technologies, in all the disciplines, all disciplines being electrical, mechanical, materials, chemical, and computer science. Okay. Next slide is industry partnerships. Similarly, types of companies joining, set up industry consortium initially, okay, and what are the benefits of the consortium to the companies and to the academics. Similarly, the role of academics, okay, I'm talking about the opportunity for academics like you to be third generation of universities, industry-centric universities. This opportunity this thing provides. Okay, let me flash through to give you a feel for my thought process here. Okay, and startups. Startups is very big in India. Everybody talks about startups, a lot more than I hear in US. So startups have two problems in my view. They don't have the facilities to demonstrate technologies. And when they demonstrate the technology, they don't have a user. Okay, so this solves both problems. Okay, you have built-in users, and you are putting state-of-the-art facilities for them to use. So we want to take MTech and PhD students, give them money for them to start as part of the program, and have the industry folks, a committee review. We already have the industry consortium. They will decide which ones we should fund, and we'll fund them. And therefore, we'll end up growing this program, okay, India-wide, starting with MTech and PhDs, and faculty as well. Okay, that's the thinking behind that. Okay, this is my last slide. This is a 5-year plan of how we're planning to shape this whole program, starting with writing the proposal, getting it funded, installing the facilities, and begin to make eventually prototypes over the next several years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I kindly request you to be seated. Yeah. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Rao R. Thumala. Thank you, sir, for this gracious and inspiring address highlighting opportunities in IDSPS technologies and applications, as well as possible strategic initiatives for India in AI era. This will ensure India plays a leading role in technical aspects in future. Your presence and words have truly added great value to this occasion. We appreciate the knowledge, roadmap, and perspectives that you have shared with all of us, which will surely motivate all of us to strive for excellence and innovation throughout the conference. It is an honor to have you with us today, sir. Before we proceed, let's take a moment to appreciate the brilliant minds who have paved ways to today's event. It is their shoulders we stand on. May I now invite Dr. Swati Jagtap, Chair, Technical Program Committee, ICQBA 2025, to propose the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Good morning, one and all, respected dignitaries, dear faculty members and participants. It is indeed a privilege and honor to deliver the vote of thanks at the inaugural ceremony of the 9th IEEE International Conference on Computing, Communication, Control and Automation, ICQBA 2025, and 4th International Conference on Innovations in Mechanical and Civil Engineering, IMAS 2025. To begin with, our sincere gratitude goes to our chief guest, Dr. Rao Thumala. Sir, we are truly honored by your presence. Your inspiring words have set the perfect tone for this conference. We surely motivate our participants and young researchers. We sincerely thank our technical co-sponsors, IEEE Pune Section Chair Dr. Amar Buchade and IEEE Signal Processing Society Chair Dr. Varsha Harpale for their valuable association with this event. Your insightful guidance, collaboration add immense value to this conference. We also take this opportunity to warmly acknowledge and welcome our eminent keynote speaker whose upcoming address will provide invaluable insights. Our deepest gratitude goes to esteemed PCET management, trustees, and our visionary director, Dr. Govind N. Kulkarni, whose constant encouragement and inspiring leadership lay the groundwork for the success of such conference. We gratefully acknowledge the support of our Deputy Director, Dr. N.B. Chopde, along with the Deans and Head of Department for their continuous guidance and cooperation throughout the planning and execution of this event. We extend our appreciation to all the reviewers, authors, and presenters for their valuable contribution. The quality and diversity of the research paper received reflect the significant progress being made in the domain of emerging technologies and sustainable engineering. A special acknowledgement to our conference journal chairs, track chairs, session chairs, committee in charges, and organizing committee members. Your meticulous planning and teamwork have transformed this conference into reality. A role of appreciation goes to our students and volunteers whose energy, dedication, and behind-the-scene efforts have ensured the smooth execution of this event. And finally, sincere thanks to all the delegates and participants from academia, research organization, and industry worldwide. Your presence and active engagement make this conference a truly meaningful platform for collaboration and knowledge sharing. With this spirit of collaboration and innovation, we once again express our deepest gratitude to everyone present here. May ICQBA 2025 and iMACE 2025 be a grand success and a memorable experience for all of us. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. We request all the participants to kindly refer to the conference app for digital schedule of sessions, detailed and locations. With this, we conclude the inaugural ceremony of ICQBA 2025 and iMACE 2025. The conference will now proceed as per the scheduled sessions taking place across the designated venues. Wishing you an engaging and insightful conference ahead. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Please note, plenary session by Dr. Tapan Gandhi on